So hello, if anyone else out there is watching us.
Hey, Josh Lair is on the line. Brian is on the line.
He's on the
And
line.
you
You,
look marvelous.
you look
No, no,
marvelous,
no,
darling.
you
Yes,
look beautiful.
you look beautiful.
No,
No,
it's
no,
all,
seriously, you look beautiful. Your earrings are gorgeous. Your hair is beautiful. I just love it.
oh my goodness. No, okay. I might look beautiful, but I don't look anywhere near as beautiful as you do right now.
Well, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, this is like, you got to just work at it. But I'm telling you, I think you look great. You really, really
I
look
think
great.
you look great. I mean, you look great.
No,
You
you
look
really
great.
look great. You
No,
look a
no, no.
lot better than I
You totally look great right now.
do. All right.
Good morning, Chatterboxers. Happy Saturday. I hope you've all got your
Yes.
coffee. I'm actually drinking some hazelnut coffee this morning. It is quite delicious, although a little too sweet. Put a little too much sugar in it. So good morning, everyone. I am Suzanne from SuzanneDecree.com, of course, and with me, the very lovely, the very talented Miss Liz Tapia, the Dark Angel from DarkBeautyMusic.com. And we are rocking and rolling this Saturday morning, keeping you entertained, hopefully, with a couple of things that actually Liz and I have been going back and forth with over the last, couple of, decade.
Yes.
Yes. So this is really interesting. We actually have Lisa Combs on board. I actually used to work with Lisa over at SafeLight.
Wow. Hi, Lisa. Nice to have you back.
Nice to see you, Lisa.
Cheers.
Well,
Coffee cheers to you.
see you, Lisa.
Good afternoon, Bob. Bob Prigmore's in the house here.
Bob Prigmore in the house. Hey, Bob. Rupert's in the house.
Good afternoon,
who else we
Rupert.
have? Nanette Garrett is in the house. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Scott Dane is in the house. You guys are
Scott Dane,
awesome.
good morning.
Good morning.
Coffee swigs to all of you.
Coffee
All right,
swigs to all of
guys.
you. I am going to give a quick shout out to Lisa. Lisa is actually a cancer survivor, and
wow.
I remember the diagnosis. I wasn't probably in touch as much as I should have. Sorry, Lisa. But yeah, kept checking in with her, and she is doing very well now. So shout out to her. Shout out to the I can't even imagine what it would take to get through that. So Lisa, you are a better man than I am, or woman in this case. So shout out to Lisa this morning. Great to have you here. So glad you can be here with us. And we are talking about, in case you couldn't tell from our lovely faux Brooklyn accents, we are talking about compliments and constructive criticisms. Robin Lee is in the house. Good morning, Robin.
Robin, you've come back to us. Welcome back.
Robin is back. Oh my goodness.
What is going on out there?
I know. Looks like we should have been doing So we are, of course, as artists. I don't know. You totally froze, so I have no idea what you just said, if you said anything.
Actually, I was just going to say say that again, because you completely froze on here.
Okay, cool. So we all froze. Yay.
Yes.
So we apparently should have been doing this on Saturdays all along, but we are apparently talking this today, if you could not tell by our lovely faux Brooklyn accents, about taking compliments and constructive criticism. I know this is actually funny, because I've had several friends who have been on me about being better at taking compliments. That's why Liz, Jonna, Danielle, and Emily are never allowed to meet in person.
I don't know. I think we're going to have to meet at some point. I mean, it's just going to have to happen.
I mean, I'm pretty sure all of you are already in contact going, if she doesn't want to meet, we're doing it anyway. I'm pretty sure that's how that's rolling. And I actually wanted to go back and forth with some of the reasons that I have come up with through years of painful soul searching. Okay, yes. I was really drinking. But years of soul searching and trying to figure out why I can't take a compliment, because when you genuinely say something nice to someone else, it's very awkward, to say the least, if that person does not accept what you are genuinely saying. If I offer a sincere compliment or something like that, and you're like, nope, you're wrong, that's a lie. That's really awkward for the person trying to give you the compliment. And generally speaking, most, we'll get into that in a little bit, people really are trying to be genuine when they give you compliments. So, Liz, your thoughts?
Boy, I'll tell you. I mean, yes, I think a lot of people like to be noticed, right?
Mm-hmm.
But
Absolutely.
But can they accept a compliment gracefully? I mean, that's really, that's the question. Can they accept a compliment gracefully? What happens when somebody compliments you? Do you just say thank you, or do you try to, maybe sometimes up them with another compliment? Have you ever done that? Somebody says something nice to you, they give you a compliment,
Okay.
and then you sort of try to up one them.
I'm really bad at that. So here's the thing.
Here's the thing, you guys.
Here's the thing.
It's like,
story time. As with many Irish Italian households in the world, I grew up with a mother who has zero sense of boundary. So I actually got to the point where I am a little too good at keeping boundaries. So I tend to not pry. So if somebody says something to me, normally I'm like, oh, okay. And then I'm done. Now,
right.
as I get to know someone, obviously Liz and I are back and forth all the time.
All the time. We're like ping pong, back and forth.
Right. And we talk a lot, and we obviously know a lot about each other's lives and histories and things like that. However, if I've just met you, then I tend to be very cut and dry. This is the information you're willing to give me. I'm good with that information. I'm totally fine with this little slice of information, and I don't pry. And that is a direct result of my mother never letting anyone have a moment's peace.
Oh no, poor mom. Oh.
It is. I think I told you this story. But I would be on a conference call for a business, because as most of you know, I have many projects going. So I'd be on a business call. I'd be on a conference call for a business, or I'd be teaching a guitar student online, or I'd have a guitar student in the house, and my mother would just barge into the room. Hey, the dog needs to go out. My iPad's not working.
Oh no.
So it gets to the point where, you have one of two reactions to these things. You either continue the behavior, or you cut that behavior off and you reject it. And that is the path that I've chosen. And like I said, you give me this slice of information, I'm not pushing to get this much information. I'm keeping it to just this slice. So.
That's interesting. I would love to know from the audience that we have tuning in today, let us know, how do you guys react when it comes to taking a compliment? Do you just say thank you, or do you try to sort of spin it to something else? Is it easy for you to take a compliment? Suzanne says no. You really struggle with that? A lot of people just really struggle with it, or,
I do. I struggle with it a lot, and I know you and I have talked about this a lot over the last couple of weeks, which is why this came out as an episode. Yeah, as an episode.
We're having an episode.
We're having an episode here, people. So we are. So I have a lot of problems taking compliments. I have a ton of problems taking compliments. If you compliment me. So generally, if you compliment me, my first reaction, my first defense mechanism is to go, oh yeah, no, I'm not gonna.
And why do you think that is, Suzanne?
Hold on, let me stretch out on my leather couch.
Tell me about your problems.
Do you want that list itemized or alphabetically?
I'll take it alphabetically, please. Oh my.
A is for, no.
Well, I think what needs to happen is I think you need to stop your first reaction. And I think a lot of us have a tendency to you just want to say something right away. You want to like stop the compliment, or you want to, you're not open to taking it in. So you're automatically just shutting down.
Nanette just brought up a really good point. She says, me too. I usually take a compliment okay online because you're not dealing with a person face to face. So you can, it's really easy to type thank you.
Yeah, that's true.
But in person, I tend to talk too much about what I did wrong. Bingo! Ding, 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 ding. We have a winner. And I know for me personally, there are two driving forces behind my lack of ability to take a compliment gracefully. Number one, as an artist, we are sensitive souls. Hey, Jane Morgan. We are sensitive souls. We need the audience. We thrive on the audience. We thrive on attention. We need to be the center of attention. It's just who we are. It's how we're hardwired. We are so different as artists from the rest of the world. So different from the rest of the world. And, when you are looking for that approval, when you need that encouragement, and you grow up in an Irish, Italian, highly sarcastic family, you grow up not knowing what words are genuine and what words are sarcastic, and it becomes hard to differentiate between a genuine compliment and somebody just being a snarky jerk. And that is absolutely one of my problems. The other problem is, or another problem is that I am an insecure artist.
Yeah, but you know what? We are all insecure. We're all insecure artists. I mean, exactly. What artist is, you're completely opening up yourself. You're completely vulnerable to something that you're creating. It is the most insecurity I've ever had, because you're putting something out there, you're putting yourself out there in a way, and then you're just saying, okay, here it is, everyone. And it's all good. Things are going to start coming back to you, and how are you going to react to that? So,
and not only that, but every song, every painting, every song, every creation is you. And there is not a separate. So when someone says that song sucks, they're not saying that song sucks.
Yeah, they're saying you.
They're saying you suck. And it's really funny because I do music reviews for First Angel Media. And First Angel Media, when I review things, because quite often I will review bands that I don't like. And I look at that as a challenge, because it's not my job to critique them and run through all of the reasons why I didn't like it and, give them a 4 out of 10 or whatever. As a reviewer, I look at it as my job to figure out what their target audience is and connect that band with their target audience. That means that I have to, first of all, appreciate the artistic struggle that goes behind writing that, because there is an artistic struggle that goes behind writing every song. There is. I'll spare you all the gory details. I did not spare Liz all the gory details, though. So when I was researching the overture for the opera that I'm currently writing, there is research that I turned up that will affect me for the rest of my life. And that research has caused me to look at a lot of the people in my life right now and say, you are an awful person, and no, I don't want you here. And that's deep, that's hurtful, that's painful. When you look at patterns in the past that you can research, and you're looking at patterns in the world now that are exactly the same, and you're looking at people that you thought were friends these are painful things. There's always an artistic struggle when you create something. Always.
That is so true, because you're really putting yourself out there and you don't know what's going to come back. But I think it's really important to be able to just stop for a moment, pause, and just allow whatever the reaction, whatever the criticism is, take it in without launching. Like, just sort of take that, whether it's a compliment, whether it's whatever it is, just take it in for a moment,
Mm-hmm.
and then let it just kind of, get into your body before you just, and embrace
Word
it.
vomit.
Exactly, word vomit. That's true. And
Word
also
vomit.
embrace it, because if you can just sort of take that pause and then embrace whatever's coming your way,
Mm-hmm.
you can, you need to open yourself up to do that, let it come
Mm-hmm.
in, and then I think it's just going to make you let it make you a better person. Just take a look at it and say, you know what, is there any truth? Is there any kind of truth to this little nugget of information that I'm getting? And allow it to, sort of get in there and change who you are. And then you hopefully will make those changes so that you can improve upon whatever that is that, of course, you're finding useful. So you kind of have to take the good and sort of discard
Mm-hmm.
the bad stuff. But in order to do that, I think you have to be open to do that.
You have to be open, and in a lot of cases it has to be open to interpretation. You can choose to take something well or let it cut you.
Yeah.
And I think that is a point. And Jane actually brings up a good point. She says, we non-performers feel bad when an artist doesn't accept our compliment. And that is true.
Mm-hmm.
That is insanely true. A lot of times we get wrapped up in being the sentimental, sentimental, soulful artist. And we forget that other people who aren't necessarily us have feelings too. And it is incredibly rude. It's not intentionally rude. We're not going, ha, I reject you and your compliments. Ha, you and the horse you rode in on with your nice things.
Yes.
Saying your nice words. No, it's not intentional. It's absolutely not intentional. But it's like this reaction. I have a friend. And again, Liz and I have had this conversation multiple times over the last, dozen years?
Long time.
Long time. I remember, like, we were all sitting around a campfire.
It's like a long time.
And the Tyrannosaurus, and we were all just knocking back to margaritas on the beach. And then the meteors came. It was such a mess. But I have a friend who says things that she intends to be complimentary that are blatantly false.
Mm.
And I mean blatantly false, like demonstrably, provably false.
Because she's trying to make you feel better.
Because and the words that she is just are the words are just to make you feel good. There's no substance. They are vapid. They are empty. And okay, so we all know that I say I can't sing. Okay, objectively, I cannot sing. I have no breath control at all. I have no support when I sing. I don't project well. I do not have any pitch control because I don't have any breath control. So objectively, the three main things you need to sing, I don't have. Objectively, Yet this individual will tell me time and again that I'm a great singer. Like, objectively, I have actually coached people because I understand the concepts. I don't practice them. I don't try and sing. That's part of the reason why I'm not a great singer. But objectively, it's like somebody trying to play a guitar and hitting all the wrong notes and not hitting them cleanly and sounding like a swarm of bees.
You must have been watching me play. Okay, I was trying to do the F chord.
There's a reason Liz doesn't play the guitar. There's a reason I don't do the singing.
There's a reason why we switched those roles. Or don't switch those roles.
Bad things happen when we switch those roles.
No good. It's no good. No. So, Yeah, I mean, it's difficult. It's a lot of people have a hard time accepting a compliment
Hmm.
or taking criticism. But the criticism, I think you can have. I think it was Bob Prigmore said something on here about criticism must
Criticism
be
must be
positive.
positive.
And I think, I mean, I wonder if what he's saying or coming from this viewpoint of, you can give somebody constructive criticism without clobbering somebody over the head. You know what I'm
You
saying? Like,
can.
you can give criticism without making it in a
And make
judgmental
it
kind of way. You know what I mean? Like, so
and
that people
make
can
it
take it in.
and and the other thing that we talked about when we were talking about criticism this week was specificity. Yes, that is the word.
Synchronicity?
Specificity. And this actually plays to something that Jane just asked. So Jane, I'm about to answer your question. It helps if you come up and tell us what you liked, what you didn't like. Like it would help. Oh, here's a great example. When I was originally writing House of Gregory, there was a song, uh, one of the songs that started out as a kind of trance synthesizer thing that I started writing. I don't know why. No one knows why I do anything. And of course, I listened to this trance mix thing and thought, well, that's going to make a heck of a heavy metal tune with a reggae breakdown in the middle. So I actually, for the first time ever, wrote, and I mean wrote, grabbed the staff paper and everything, studied up on reggae composition, and I constructed a reggae breakdown in the middle of the song. Horns, everything. It was actually a really good reggae arrangement. Without even hearing it, the producer's like, no, we're not going to do that. It doesn't fit.
Yeah.
Okay, so once again, we hit two things. First of all, there's a lack of specificity in that criticism because you didn't hear it, so you don't know, right? Second of all, once again, if you didn't hear it and you don't know, the just kind of coming down like that, like, no, it's not going to be a thing. Like, why not? Why is it not going to be a thing? By the way, I did keep the reggae breakdown. I paired it. I brought it back just a little bit, but we've got some djembe going in there. We've got some upbeats going in there. Yeah, it's awesome. So anyway, but you have this thing where people there's criticism, right? No, we're not going to do that. But there's a lack of specificity. What is wrong with the reggae breakdown? Does it not fit? You haven't listened to it, so you can't give me that feedback. But everybody else that listens to the song now with the reggae breakdown, they're like, that's really cool. I'm like, yes, it is. So it helps us a lot if you can be specific. It helps us a lot if you can say, if you can say, I really, even if you don't know the words, because I know a lot of people out there are not musicians and you don't know the actual terminology and what have you. But, hey, I like the introduction, or, that one part where you like dropped into like just congas and spoken word. I really like that part.
Yeah.
And you can bet that one of us is now going to have a breakdown that has nothing but congas and spoken word. All right.
It's interesting. So I'm reading that Bob is saying it is very difficult to tell an artist what you don't like. And I would imagine that is very true. It is very difficult to tell an artist or anybody something that you don't like. So what are some ways that you can get those points across without feeling like you're stepping on someone or being, negative. I mean, and that's what I was trying to say before. It's like you can give criticism, but do it in a way that's not crushing someone. You're not clobbering somebody over the head with it, because that could be very hurtful. And if you can't take criticism as an artist, which a lot of us, I think we have to, but it's still difficult to, because there's stuff out there.
It is so difficult to do that. And it's so difficult to take it because, again, you're going back to not the rejection of a concept, but the rejection of self. It took me a weekend. It took me, 2 weeks to research and an entire weekend of doing nothing else to write just the libretto, just the lyrics for the overture.
Right.
And somebody's going to come along and say something like, well, I don't like this part of the overture, or I didn't like the overture, and I thought it was too campy, or whatever. That's a rejection of self. And I think we as artists need to separate the act of me pouring my heart out on a piece of paper or into my DAW, digital audio workstation, for those of you who are not nerdy musicians. But, for me to pour my heart out into the recording, for me to pour my heart out into the words, we need to separate that. Like, okay, I did that part, and now the rest of it is out there for the world, and the world may interpret it as they wish. And we need to get better as artists, I think, about making that separation.
I totally agree, Suzanne. Very well said. So we have a couple of announcements that we want to share with you guys. I need a coffee swig first to all of you for tuning in right here to Chatterbox Rocks. All right, Susie, let's do this.
All right, so if you go on the interwebs to chatterboxrocks.com, you will see a website.
Yes.
The official Chatterbox Rocks podcast website. We do have our last podcast episode up there, episode 5. We will be putting this episode up, I would say shortly, but as soon as feasible. And it is snowing outside.
Is it really? Not over here, it isn't.
I quit. That does it. I quit. It's May. It's snowing. I quit. Goodbye. But yes, it's actually snowing outside. And now I need more coffee. But if you go to Chatterbox Rocks, chatterboxrocks.com, you will be able to, from this point forward, actually from last week forward, be able to start viewing all of these lovely little podcasts that we were doing for you. And also, you will be able to listen to our acoustic masterpiece, Paralyzed. It is on there as well. So you will be able to stream the song and listen to it.
By the way, it was released on Bob Prigmore's Tunes Day.
Yes, it was.
Show. Yes.
Thank you again, Bob. That was
Thank
amazing.
you. Cheers to Bob. He was the first person to actually play our song and get it out there. So it got out by the way of UK.
By the way of UK.
Yes. Cheers.
Cheers.
Very exciting. And I know Clint was asking, where can I go hear it? So I did send him the podcast.
That's true. It is up and live.
Yes.
It is up and live. And I believe there's one more announcement.
Oh, yes. Okay. So we've decided, all right, we'll put this on speaker view for a second. So we've decided that we are going to give away a pizza this week. Oh, that's right. Someone is going to win a pizza, a one-time.
How do I get a pizza? How do I get a pizza? How do I get a pizza?
Here's what you have to do. We are going to post a puzzle. I'm going to post it right underneath this like in the feed of this video. Let's hope that this lets me do it. I can't imagine why it wouldn't. It's just going to post as a photo here. And it's a word search puzzle. So the first person The first person that completes the puzzle, the word search, you're going to have to like photograph it and then repost it so that we can see your circled answers, wins the pizza. So the first person that does the post, and I hope the post gives us the time. Well, I mean, we should be able to see because it'll be in order anyway. I was going to say as far as like a timestamp. Mm-hmm. Someone's getting a pizza on Chatterbox Rocks. That's it. Someone's going to win this pizza. So, all right. And don't we have another website, a long website to give away?
Oh, I don't have that one up. Yes, we do have. We now have an official Chatterbox Rocks YouTube channel.
Yes. Chatterbox, a box for chatter, Chatterbox.
Notice I did not sing. All right, so we also now have a YouTube channel. So if you go to YouTube and search for Chatterbox Rocks, you should be able to find us. And we would appreciate you subscribing and liking and all that good stuff. Right now, we only have the podcasts on there. However, there will be more things. There are more things coming.
There are more things coming. We always have things to do.
Always.
Yes.
So many.
And you definitely want to stay present and be tuned in because we are always doing something a little bit different, a little bit silly, a little bit crazy. And how else are you going to get to win a pizza if you're not here tuned in with us? I mean, seriously. Because next week, you don't want to miss Chatterbox Rocks next week because we have something very special planned. I'm saying more about it right now.
Right. So Jane is asking, how do you spell YouTube? It is youtube.com. And Bob is saying, thank you both for cheering me up again. You're so welcome, Bob.
You're welcome.
You so much. So thank you all for tuning in. I hope everyone enjoyed. Brian Ziegler posted our YouTube channel. youtube.com/channels/UCED-JT3S4XUQ1D1DNJXHA. Did you get all that?
And capital P.
And a partridge in a pear tree.
Exactly. So remember, stay tuned. Give me about 5 minutes when we get off the air here, and I'm going to post our puzzle, and you're going to need to repost it right here, right in the same feed so that we can, that would be the best way to do it, right? In the same feed of the video. In the feed of the video. Don't post it anywhere else on the page because we won't, it won't count. Post it right here underneath this video in this feed where you guys are typing right now, and someone is going to win a pizza. We'll have to see how this works with getting a pizza out to the people in the UK, but we'll try to figure this out. All right. So on that note, I want to thank you guys for tuning in.
Thank you. Yes, it really means a lot.
Truly grateful. Coffee swig to all of you.
Coffee.
Happy Saturday. And we will see you next Saturday at 10.
Next Saturday at 10.
All right. Bye, everyone.
Bye.